Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 22nd of November, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar. Dollar just falling back again, finding support on the cloud here on the lagging line, but really testing that lagging line. And we're just having popped through on the medium-term chart, just deteriorating a little bit again. So we are just seeing that weaker dollar creeping through. And if we look at the euro, just seeing that strengthen over the last 24 hours. So we are seeing that nudging resistance here. So it may well be yet that the euro dollar is finding support, and no clear targets to be gunning for at the moment on the euro. So that's quite key. And on the dollar, again, we have very little by way of activated targets. So it's very hard to call the currencies at the moment. Looking at the Japanese yen, dollar sinking lower here as well. We do still have these three short-term upside targets, but at the moment, its dollar is weak. On the short term, medium and long term is better. Sterling just flat this morning ahead of the UK budget today, so really awaiting word there from the Chancellor. So we can't really say which way sterling's going to go today, but we are seeing we've got upside targets and a slight uptrend. So at the moment 134 is the target, though we haven't really got there yet. Looking at sterling against the euro, fairly flat here as well, and against the Swiss franc, just pulling back a little bit too. In Australian dollar, much the same picture, but looking bullish on the short and medium term, still on the Aussie dollar. S&P 500 index moved much higher again last night. Tech really driving things. Nasdaq pushing to new highs, so a new all-time high for the Nasdaq. Tech stocks really driving things at the moment. Dow is higher also on that tech contingent. And the Russell 2000 also making new highs. So we're seeing the US market making broad recoveries there across the board. The S&P future up slightly this morning, so it looks like we'll hold the gains, and the Nasdaq E-mini much the same. So those gains look like they're banked for the week. The FTSE 100, of course, the US is going into Thanksgiving tomorrow, so it'll be the last trading day this week. So we'll see a little bit of trading on Friday, but of course we're now into a pretty quiet period over the Thanksgiving period. The FTSE 100 index recovering a little bit this morning, price back through the cloud, and the medium term we're just seeing here the lagging line poking through, but in the doldrums compared to US tech certainly, and the FTSE 250 much the same. The DAX is just managing to recover above the cloud on the price on the short-term chart, but not the lagging line. So the DAX is still looking a little bit depressed short-term, but the medium and long-term targets are great. The Nikkei 225, also on the short-term chart, a little bit bearish, just falling through the cloud there. And the Hang Seng also just holding its bullishness in all three charts there, so looking very strong indeed, as is Shanghai, having bounced quite strongly in trading today. The Indian market, the Sensex, looking higher as well, and the Australian market just starting to recover too. So globally, stock markets are really driven by US tech. Oil price is higher at 63.18 this morning, so we are seeing crude recovering here. On Brent, we've got targets to 64 and 65, so it does look like we are going higher, and 72 is the ultimate target, so we are seeing Brent crude looking higher. Same with WTI. US nat gas sinking lower, just testing this $3 level at the moment at 301. Copper is looking strong again, bullish on all three time frames, so that's a good proxy for the global market. Heating oil also looking stronger, bullish above the cloud on all three charts. Coffee still struggling on all three, it's bearish on all three time frames, and cocoa much the same, short-term bearish, long-term bearish, medium-term is actually bullish, but overall looking pretty bearish. Cotton actually looking quite good short term, and long term we're finding support, and the medium term has been tested, so we may see cotton just recovering a little bit, one of the unusual softs there. Sugar is looking a little bit bearish below the cloud there, and wheat also just really in the doldrums here, medium and long term not looking great, short term just a little bit of recovery, as we're seeing also with soybeans, so that's pretty key too. Looking at corn, we're bullish on the short term. Wheat, we're just bullish. Corn, we're bullish on the short term, but medium and long term bearish. Taking a look at gold recovering, still bearish on the short term chart below the cloud, but putting a recovery in. We've still got these upside targets of 1309 and 1315 active. So gold looking a little bit better, but still needs to do work to get back into that bullish position, and the same with silver. US 10-year Treasury yield sitting at 2.35%, so no great changes there overnight. This is where we see the changes now. Apple up quite strongly, not quite through the cloud on the short-term chart. Google back above the cloud. Amazon still above the cloud and holding its strength, bullish in all three time frames. Facebook kicking up quite significantly, back above 180 and looking much stronger now than it has for a little while. And Microsoft also just putting in a recovery. Across the board, really, tech did do very well yesterday. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.